What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today, we are going to be looking at roller coaster manufacturers from around the world and look at some of the best roller coasters that they have ever created. And we are going to do this by ranking the manufacturers from the 10th best to the best. So, without further ado, today we are going to count down the top 10 roller coaster manufacturers. So we are going to do this by first looking at the manufacturer and where it places in the top 10 for me, what the best coaster in my opinion is from that manufacturer, and what I think their high point is, what I think they are really good at, and of course, what I think makes them stand out in the community and makes them a top 10 manufacturer. So at number 10, we have a pretty controversial pick. This is Chance Rides. So the only reason I'm really putting this at this high of a spot is because of the potential of this manufacturer. Look at Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. That thing is absolutely incredible. It is actually in my top 10, and I absolutely love it. It has some of the best airtime I've ever experienced, and one of the most incredible tight compact layouts I've ever experienced as well. I could only imagine what potential this company really has, but at the same time, not a lot of parks have really recognized the potential in Chance Rides, so unfortunately we will have to wait. At number 9, we got Vacoma. Now, Vacoma has really came in waves in the past few decades. In the 80s and 90s, they were shining with their many clones, but eventually those clones started to become extremely outdated, and in the past few decades, Vacoma has gotten this reputation for not being the best. But in recent years, they have really come back. Look at Lek Coaster at Energylandia, for example. In my opinion, this is the best Vacoma coaster currently operating. Also, look at some of their innovation. Look at Fly at Phantasialand. This thing looks absolutely insane. If you don't know, it is the first launched flying coaster, and if that wasn't enough, it's also a multi-launch as well. It truly looks insane, and it really shows what potential Vacoma really has. In my opinion, I think their standpoint right now is improvement. They're really adapting with the times and catching up with some of the high-class manufacturers that have earned a higher spot on this list. At the number 8 spot, we have the one and only Great Coasters International. Now, I know a lot of people are going to think, whoa, Nick, this is a very low spot for Great Coasters International. I just believe that they don't have as much creativity as the higher spots, but at the same time, it definitely earns a unique spot in this list. Look at some rides like Mystic Timbers in the United States, Gold Striker, Prowler, Renegade, and then you go overseas with Wood Coaster at Night Valley, which in my opinion is by far the best coaster that GCI has came out with. Their modern wooden structures, mixed with their incredibly smooth track, is an absolutely incredible combination to an incredible manufacturer that is reliable and consistent. Slightly over GCI, I put these two in different spots, and I was really debating, but I put Gravity Group as the number 7 pick. A lot of their rides now have inversions, especially some of the Jungle Trailblazers overseas, and in America we got Mind Blower at Fun Spot Kissimmee, and we also have, of course, Hades 360, which was a remodelation of their first ever coaster. So I believe that this manufacturer definitely has more variety than GCI, and definitely likes to step out of the comfort zone of what other manufacturers wish they were. In my opinion, of course, the best coaster of this manufacturer has got to be the one and only Voyage at Holiday World, which, even though it's one of their more traditional wooden coasters, at the same time, I mean, it looks absolutely incredible. I'm an absolute sucker for ride duration, and even though I haven't ridden it, it is on the top of my United States bucket list. Taking the 6th spot is the one and only Gerstlauer. Now, Gerstlauer doesn't have the best rides in the world, but at the same time, in my opinion, they have one of the most unique designs out of any roller coaster manufacturer out there. When you could see a Gerstlauer roller coaster, you could see its unique track, its unique trains, and its overall unique style. Of course, they have De Schwartes Carnen at Hansa Park, rides like the Smiler, Hang Time, Monster at Adventureland in Iowa. All of these rides are absolutely incredible rides, and they are very easy to point out that it's a Gerstlauer. You can easily tell by all of the components that it's a Gerstlauer, and I think that is a great thing. At the top 5, we have the one and only Mack Rides. So, Mack Rides is a pretty interesting manufacturer and one of the oldest on this list. So, what Mack Rides has to offer isn't necessarily a unique experience, but a lot of variety when it comes to different roller coasters. They go from power splashes to extreme spinning coasters, such as Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. If you want to go more traditional, they have Copperhead Strike, and then they have some incredible hypercoasters like the Flash, and of course DC Rivals, which in my opinion is of course the best coaster that they have came out with. So Mock Rides definitely likes to have a little bit of variety in their collection. At the number 4 spot, we have the one and only S&S. Starting off as a flat ride manufacturer, they adapted to roller coasters back in 2000, starting off with their air launch coasters. And to this day, they still produce some, including Max Force at Six Flags Great America. They also invested in the 4D coasters. Look at Ejinaika at Fuji-Q Highlander, Dynaconda at China Dinosaurs Park. These rides are absolutely mental, and I would say Ejinaika would definitely be the best of these roller coasters. But anyway, they have gone with another traditional aspect, looking at rides like Steel Curtain at Kennywood, which has the tallest inversion in the world, and then some very unique rides even in the United States like Powder Keg at Silver Dollar City, which includes both a lift hill and a launch. At number 3, we have the one and the only B&M, also known as Bolliger and Mabillard. This company is absolutely insane and probably has the biggest variety out of any roller coaster manufacturer out there, maybe besides the number 1 pick. But what do you want? A flying coaster, a wing coaster, an inverted coaster, a hyper coaster, a giga coaster? Well, B&M has all of those. And B&M has really shown the community what they could do with their different variations of track types and different variations of vehicle types. They started off with stand-up coasters and moved on from there, and since then they have absolutely blossomed into a manufacturer full of variety and different rides. Did I not mention that they have absolutely incredible operations as well? Look at my favorite B&M, Fury 325 at Carowinds. That ride has some of the best dispatches in the world. And at the same time, B&M rides are extremely reliable. They are mainly the safe pick for bigger parks, but at the same time, I truly think there are two manufacturers that overall make better coasters. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Rocky Mountain Construction, founded in the early 2000s and built their first coaster in 2011 with their signature Iron Horse treatment. This manufacturer has really risen up on most people's rankings and comes in at my number 2. My favorite coaster, of course, from this manufacturer is Steel Vengeance. And if you look at Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, you could easily see how far this company has gone in such a short amount of time. But even back in the early 2010s to now, every single one of their roller coasters is incredible. I have a good friend in the community that always says that an RMC is either the best or the second best coaster in the entire park. And really thinking about it, that's definitely true for most people's opinions. RMC has been on a complete marathon in coasters in the past few years, jetting out to around the world with their Iron Horse treatment and their new single rail concepts. But in my opinion, the best roller coaster manufacturer by far, by an absolute landslide, is Intamin Amusement Rides. This company truly has done it all. You want a stand-up coaster, you want a wing coaster, you want a giga coaster, you want a strata coaster, you want a coaster that goes 149 miles an hour, you want an impulse coaster, you want a multi-launch. This company is probably one of the most flexible companies of all time. This company has so many different types of coasters, and there is quality in every single one of them. Intamin truly shows off their talent, looking at many coasters from around the world, and this was truly the only manufacturer on this list that I think is so good I can't pinpoint a favorite coaster. All of those rides are good for different reasons, and that's truly what Intamin has to offer. Most of their rides are some of the best rides in the entire park, and up to date. Look at rides like Pantheon, rides like that, and then you could look at a ride from the mid-2000s like Maverick at Cedar Point. You could even see there where Intamin has progressed. Intamin is still going strong to this day with a few classics along the way, and let me say that Intamin is definitely not seen its peak yet. But anyway, this is Cedar Flags. What do you guys think about this list? Can you switch a few things around? Can you leave one out and put another one in? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Cedar Flags, and I will see you guys all later.